You go ahead.
Thank you.
Well, it's a privilege to have Evan with us. He did it. No need, okay, fine. It's been tremendous last year in London. Evan came up with the same prize draw for our edition in London CCForum Blockchain and Digital Innovation. We might be able to convince Evan to do it this time round in London categorized into 3 categories: gold, silver and bronze. Would you say no to that?
I don't know, we'll see, I have to see the dates first. I don't know if I'm free.
It's a piece of man, isn't it? But it's a privilege to have him here with us now, and it's obviously down to the jury to decide who the winner is. But Evan is the one who's handing out the prize itself, so the decisive sort of decision is yours on your side, Evan. So what do you think of that?
Thank you, yes. Can I see the
They're now at the point of counting that, and they said we've got to keep the audience entertained for like 2 or 3 minutes while it's doing the counting the points. Maybe we'd kindly ask the jury to come up with some comments as to how it all went so far. Anyone?
I mean, I think that there were some really interesting projects that have some real applications in the world. I think, as I was discussing with some members who were presenting, I said, you know, we've had the 5 years of the technology development, and now we need the real world applications. So those are the most interesting projects to see today.
Anyone else?
It was definitely interesting. There's some lovely projects, but I think that overall, and this is a bit of a negative comment, the presentation could have been slightly better. So when you've got a very short time, what I'd want to see in literally a couple of minutes is, first of all, a very clear idea of what you're doing. Secondly, what makes you unique, because if not, it's a waste of time. And thirdly, what do you want? Another comment is a number of, probably 3 or 4 of the presentations had a row of faces as advisors, and that really doesn't help me, because if I'm looking at the face, I've got no idea who that person is or what that person's background is.
That's true. Well, it's a normal drawback of most pitch contests, absolutely. And I'll probably add to that while they'll be doing it next time, perhaps it would always be important to keep the trademark and the logo right on the top at all times, because as the scroll goes down, sometimes people just come up to the room, they wouldn't know who is talking. That's really an important thing to do.
I was happy to see that there are many projects that integrate blockchain, that have users, that have revenue, that have profits. You know, I want to give a hand for that.
I saw there's a lot of interesting projects. This is good news. It is more focused on the product than on the writing. This is a good news. The bad news was only 2 presentations were good. Like, I mean, design and graphics.
Presentation was, okay.
Yeah, because I saw, it could be more better.
There's always room for improvement, isn't it? I would like to address a question to you, Evan. You keep taking part in all, I mean, funding the all sorts of pitch contents across the globe. And how many do you do per year? Can you just give a rough idea?
Over 10 last year, I would say.
10?
I mean, yeah, it's an interesting way to find companies that have to deploy the capital anyways, and I believe in investing in big ideas. Majority of my investments fail, but the ones that work hard, they pay for hundreds of more. The first investment I did when I sold my company when I was 17 gave me 100x. So I paid for the next 100 investments, and I like to be involved in building companies and incubating entrepreneurs, and this is a good way to do it. It also evangelizes the community. So.
Could you brief us briefly on just what are the criteria that you're looking at when handpicking the ones that you really...
I go for the companies that can go 0 to 100x in 3 years. I don't care if there's only a 2% chance if it works, but if it can do that, then that's the kind of companies I go for. I go very early stage. It does not matter if it's just an idea. Today I personally chose a company which is already making money. That's always good. But when I usually invest, I like to invest as early as I can and help other companies that stage.
How many have you invested so far? Can you reveal the shroud of mystery?
Over 100 ICOs, I would say, and over 150
Let's give a
investments.
big applause to this man for it. Proportion-wise, Evan, how many of those have failed and how many have succeeded? If you can just...
It's very hard to do
Brief
because
on
I usually don't liquidate, and until you sell, you're not at a loss or a profit. So I usually don't liquidate my investments, but I would say majority of them fail. Over 75% will fail.
Which is normal. I think it's
I think
more
that's
than
very good.
average.
I think the 25% success is very good.
That's fine.
Because most people who invest in startups, digital assets are not for everybody. Like, let's be very straightforward. If you don't understand what you're investing in, you're not going to make money. And in this industry, most companies will fail. So when you're investing in this industry, you need to have the diversification. My model works because I have so many investments. I don't need to depend on 1 or 10 companies. I have 90 plus or 100.
So you're not putting all the eggs into one basket, is
Exactly.
that correct? You're just spreading the risks. Which is, I think it's 25% is phenomenal. It's way
very good.
more than the average, isn't it?
Yeah.
Higher than the average. Would that be still technology you'll be looking at, or the financials, or what are the basic criteria they're sticking to?
It's really, it depends on my mood. There's no, I don't follow, I don't take other people's money, I invest my own money. It really depends on the company. I have investments in 20 different industries. I have a vodka company, I have fashion companies, cannabis companies, tech companies. It's not one, when you invest in companies, it's like, there's no set process, there's no set model. Every company is very different. I mean, comparing this company does liquid with another company that's payment model is two very different things. So there's no one model to review all the companies, but yes, it's mostly the team and what they've done in the past that makes a big difference. There were a lot of accomplished entrepreneurs on stage. I know my friend Khurram, he's done a lot. So there's a lot of, that makes a very big difference in team when you come in early stage investments.
And mind you, this man is under 23.
24 now.
24 now. That's unbelievable. Just wondering if the points have been calculated by now. Do you have an idea? Just coming. Maybe some of the jury might want to ask a question to Evan.
No. I want something to add. It's really
Sure.
funny to be here the last day and today, and we heard so many great speeches and keynotes all about AI, for example, and blockchain and the new technology. And now we're waiting for some guy who's calculating the numbers from about 7 persons here on stage.
That's the trick.
Together. So maybe next year I would suggest all the people in the audience have also the same voting rights than the people here on stage, because
Roger
I think this is the idea of blockchain.
Absolutely. Point taken. Point taken.
I mean, end of the day, blockchain is about giving power back to the people. You know, I was early in the mobile app space. I was the first 100 guys in the world to make apps for the iPhone. And I've seen the industry grow, and now we're in the dApp space. Technology comes and goes. Remember, there's smart people working in their basement, and they're going to build something else. I mean, I've invested in companies which are not blockchain, like Hashgraph, etc. It's more about the idea of decentralized and distributed systems. That's what excites me, that there's finally a way to give power back to the people. They have a way to decide how they're going to be governed, how their taxes are used. All blockchain enables all of that. So definitely, and I did tell them they should have iPads for this, or at least an app or something, not papers.
I think we're ready to go. Good to go.
Okay, the winner is Gojoy. Juan Vargas, please, on stage. It's a very close competition. It's like by 1 or 2 months, different companies. But all the companies are great. Congratulations. Thank you very much. I like Gojoy also because, well, they've already giving away $2.5 million, I presume, yeah. So it's a very interesting company. I like it, and hopefully look forward to working with you too in the future. Congratulations.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, and well, this gives us a big boost because our mission is just started. As I said, we're a baby, 5 months old, but we want to definitely make a big impact in the world, and thank you so much.
Please, on stage here. Now, Chris, your important part is yours. There we go.